Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 61st episode of the JNL Sports Show. I am, of course, joined by
Noah Marks
and
Luke Coleman.
Yeah, that was awful. I stumbled once again because that's what I do best. It is April 9th, 2021. Baseball season is in. Almost did the same pun as last time. Not going to do it. Baseball season's here, and that's most of the show today, I think, is baseball. So if you don't like baseball, I apologize.
There's a lot of things that's happened over the past few days.
Things that need
Red
to be
Sox are getting hot.
Of course. I mean, we knew this was coming eventually.
Love to see it.
Does this look like the man... Never mind.
What are you...
Face of a surprised man. That's what he was trying to say.
saying right now.
There you go.
I got you.
So
So, I mean, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things we could talk about. Do you guys want to break down the Bauer news first?
Abso-fucking-lutely, because this past summer, I had told you that I was a Bauer fan. I am slowly starting to just not like Trevor Bauer at all.
Yeah, I especially during the 2020 season, I watched like the vlogs that he posted during the season, and I mean he won the Cy Young, so he had a really good year. Mm-hmm. So it was fun or like interesting being able to watch. I mean, the Red Sox were also really bad, so it was some sort of baseball content that was positive, but it was like cool to watch. But then like all of the public like opinion that he had online like related to using foreign substance and saying that like other pitchers in the league were using it and that like increases your spin rate so much and that it's an unfair advantage and that pitchers shouldn't do that and it's wrong that they do that. Yeah,
and then he was also like one of the highest yellers on the hating the Astros plan.
Yeah,
like he very much spoke highly against the league, against
he was
the Astros.
He talked about the spin rate of the Astros people all the time. That there was guys like Garrett Cole that when they got there, their spin rate went way up, and then all of a sudden they can.
When we seen the numbers, we saw the charts.
Yeah, it's.
You seen the numbers, Noah? You saw the charts. It
Garrett
looks like there's a little fucking suspicious activity going on.
Garrett Cole goes from like a 220 strikeout guy to like a 340 strikeout guy. And
just naturally.
Quite a spike.
Yep,
and it just so happened it was right when he joined the Houston Astros.
Yeah, but Trevor Bauer's spin rate has shown crazy increase in his fastball from like even just 2019 and then up from 2020, the year he won the Cy Young. It's not even fucking close to what it was when he was in the Indians, like 2016, 2017. So, I mean, in terms of like the headline of them, like Trevor Bauer being talked about it the most, it's because he had all of that opinion about it in the offseason.
No shit.
But I mean, there's a lot of people. They're taking balls from like almost all of the games.
Yeah,
like it's
correct.
It's like a regulated thing for all the pitchers.
And I get that, but like you were the most outspoken about the MLB. No shit, you're going to be the top headline if I'm standing on a mountain screaming that someone's cheating, and everyone's listening to me while I'm screaming they're cheating, and then I start cheating, and then you cheat who hasn't said a fucking thing about it. Who's going to pay more attention?
Right.
The fucking dude's screaming. No shit, he's the headline. I'm not surprised, and I also slightly starting to. Well, I never really liked his agent anyway, but she's also kind of fucking annoying.
Yeah, they're because it's kind of hard to be completely contradictory, like have like such an expressed opinion that they did about like being against foreign substance use, and then it looks pretty likely that he did exactly what he said was wrong that other pitchers in the league were doing.
Correct.
So, I mean, again, it hasn't been proven yet, but it'd be I don't know how you could change something in your mechanics or something that makes your fastball have like be that much faster, that have that much. I don't know. It's just, I mean, they have all the technology now, so they like the cameras and stuff that they record themselves in the off season. They can kind of see every single part of their mechanics and they can change things.
Yeah,
but I don't know, spinner. I don't know. I feel like it's way more common in the league than the league wants to admit.
Yeah, and I think everyone has known that. I think everyone but the MLB has known that. I mean,
there's a lot. There's been pitchers that. Oh, I'm like Clay Buchholz. Every single time he pitched, his hair looked so fucking greasy, and there is no way he did not have something in his hair because he touched his hair frequently throughout throughout his start.
We saw
There's
that dude
no way.
At Fenway Park a couple years ago who had it on his neck, and he fucking went.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, something like that. That's just being stupid about it.
But people like that's everywhere.
Yeah,
Like, people
but,
do that all the time.
The man just put it on his neck. Michael Pineda. That was just being stupid. Like, that was just being dumb. Because, like, if he did it in a discreet way, like, people, they have stuff in their gloves. I mean, pitchers get in trouble for it, but it's such a common
see, like,
thing.
you should see, you can blatantly see this video right here. This one,
John Means, when
his
Orioles
finger
faced the Yankees.
completely gets stuck to the glove as
when
he's.
We're watching it on TV, and he's just tapping the inside of his glove and like.
Yeah, no, there's just one, and he has to give a little pull because the glove comes down.
There's that's obviously him using the exact same thing.
Yeah,
it's just because a lot of pitchers are, and
because
they're trying to crack down on it, but I wonder what they're going to...
Someone had a comment earlier today on Twitter about how come this happens so frequently in the MLB? Like, how come we're seeing... The MLB seems to have more cheating scandals than anything, and I think it's because they don't really get in trouble for it.
No. With the Astros, they lost picks and money.
But you're finding billionaires.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
it wasn't...
and these are also the most competitive people on the planet. I mean, pro athletes are by far the most competitive people on the planet. Anything to get an edge, they're going to take. That's why, like, if you look at the NFL and you look at the Patriots Spygate, and then you see how many teams have done a type of Spygate because there was ways around
team
it.
Ever has cheated at some point.
Correct, and like
that's.
Especially
it's sports.
Spygate during 2004 and all that, like that was like a huge because drones were just becoming like a big thing.
Yeah, I guarantee you, a lot of teams are using it. That's just the same way with, like, how like with the Red Sox with like the video technology. There's no way that the Red Sox were the only team that were doing that at the time. There is no way.
Well, they basically gave them the access to cheat with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like the MLB said, here's cameras to look at every time.
Like, if there was other teams that were aware of what they were doing, which I'm sure that they were, why would you not be doing the same thing? If it can give you
the MLB
edge?
gave them the camera to work on their swings, see like kind of like, I don't know, do you know about this? Like the camera thing?
Yeah.
It was for kind of like how when football players go back to the sidelines, they get the thing. So it would like that, and like JD Martinez said that he would work on that a lot. The problem,
you do that after every at bat.
Yeah, the problem with it became they would tell their video people to zoom in on the motions, the catcher signals.
What the Red Sox did was wrong.
Yeah,
and like the guy that was in the video room and like the people that were involved did get punished for it.
But they definitely were not the only ones. Like, and I'm sure it's probably happening now.
It's just I don't know. It's wild that like that happened, but then there was no like serious public investigation of like any other team, and I just find it like that the Dodgers wouldn't have done something related, or like the Yankees, like the teams that were like the top teams at the time, like the Astros were cheating, but where the Red Sox are doing something in the video room, it's just surprise. I mean, it's because that year we won the World Series, won 108 games. Like, we were the best in baseball that year. So
that's what it is.
You're going to blame the champion.
The Astros won. Instantly investigated. Yep. The Red Sox won.
Yeah, that's why they're the ones that are. I mean, that's all old news. I don't even. It's fucking this few years ago. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's
Alex Cora is
but
back.
But I think 100% the reason why this happens in the MLB so often is that there's no real punishment. You get suspended for a game, so you get a week rest. You don't have to rotate once. Okay, like whatever. My ERA is still fucking perfect because I'm just fucking using oil in my hand. But it's insane, and it's also like you can see it live on any broadcast.
Yeah, there's just a lot of pitchers in the league that do it, and I think it'll be interesting in terms of what type, like if they do detect it, I mean, which they will on numerous pitchers, I'm assuming, what like the penalty is going to be for it. If it's just going to be like a one skip in the rotation, like a 5. It has to be a pitcher, so a 5 game suspension. So it would be.
Yeah, I don't even know if we ever really said so. A baseball was taken out of play during Bauer's pitching.
Yeah,
I don't think we ever said.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just thinking about it.
It's happened around. That it's happening.
Okay,
it's happening around the
starting
league.
pitchers around the league.
Was this the first time that it had happened?
I mean, it's the only one that's really being reported on. Like they didn't with the John Means thing. I didn't see anything saying that they took balls from John Means pitching. I'm sure they did,
but also
it's not being reported on. But Dave Roberts, the manager of the Dodgers, said that he's under the impression that they're taking balls from a lot of pitchers, and that That's why he felt like it was wrong that they were singling out Bauer, because he was the only one they were actually talking about when there's many other pitchers in the league that were going through the exact same situation. But, I mean, he kind of deserves it. I mean, if you're going to be that outspoken about the topic, you're going to get mentioned when it gets mentioned during the season. So
And like, I don't know.
If
also,
if he gets caught with it,
you got to think like with this video of someone.
it's a tough look.
We have a zoomed in image of this man's fingers being stuck. Which of the 4 umpires on the field have that sight of his fucking hand getting stuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we see it now on Twitter because we have a drone following him at all times.
I'm not sure why at the beginning of the game. Why isn't it just protocol for the umpire to look at the glove?
Yeah, 100%.
Just be like, just hand it to him.
Well,
but
then even then, at the first time, so you get past the first inning, you go in the dugout. Do they have to check every single inning?
Or you should have someone that's their job is to look and just specifically look at the pitcher's hands, at their glove. I mean, I'm sure that they probably have people that do that anyways. It's just probably not public knowledge.
I think banning pine tar is mad. Or not, because it's always been banned.
Yeah.
I think enforcing the ban...
They have to crack down on it.
I think enforcing the ban on pine tar is good for baseball.
Ridiculous.
Because I know there's a lot of diehard baseball fans that love pitchers and love...
I mean, I love what it does, but the fact it does create... It would do the same thing that it would do to a hitter in terms of like steroids. That it's an unfair advantage. That's what it makes the fastball faster, and it just.
I think everyone can agree baseball is better when people are hitting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind seeing some dude get blown by a 100-mile-an-hour fastball,
but I like when if someone can do that.
Yeah.
Without.
Yeah, you're right. Like, I don't mind watching Trevor Bauer strike out like 14 people, but if it's because he's using pine tar, then...
And he had didn't he have a no-hitter his first game too, going into like the 7th, and then...
Yeah, he's had good starts
up,
for
4 runs.
Yeah, he did give up runs at the end of it. I know his last outing against the Athletics, I think it was.
I think our next slide is also about a pitcher we talked about earlier. Yeah, Garrett Cole. He did something exciting.
Yeah, so I mean, he's been ridiculous. Is really what he's done. But so he became the only Yankees pitcher to record 7 or more strikeouts in 11 straight starts. And then I found it. This is mainly why I included it, because I found it funny that the previous franchise record was 7 starts, most recently achieved by Nathan Eovaldi in 2015 and 2016 when he was in the Yankees.
You love that.
So, yeah, Garrett Cole's been ridiculous. That's really what.
Yeah. We have Aaron Judge news, which is like...
Yeah, this is... Okay.
Yankees fans...
Yeah, there's a lot of things that have stemmed off of this.
I was about to say, this is more than just this headline, because Yankees fans are not happy.
No, they're getting sick of it. I mean, as they should. I mean, the man has had injury struggles the last 3... it feels like every single year since 2017, he's had some sort of... Granted, one of the times he get hit in the wrist, that wasn't really... Can't really avoid that. But all the other ones are all just random... injuries that occur.
Sores and pains.
And the fact that 5 games into the season he's having to be sat for multiple games because
while they had a day off in between anyway, so he's already...
He didn't play today either.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And I had seen when, I think when it was there, Wednesday, when he first sat. Was it Wednesday when he first sat or Thursday?
Wednesday, yep.
So
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, so Wednesday when he first sat, Boone said, Aaron Boone, the GM, right? Yeah, GM said that there's no official time if he's going to be here Friday or not. And every single Yankees fan was like, okay, so Aaron Judge will not be here Friday.
Also, I don't know, I think it was today or yesterday when they asked Aaron Boone again, like, they're like, is Aaron Judge injured? And he was like, I don't know how to answer that question. And they're like, because it was basically saying that they're giving him another 24. I think he was like, because if I say yes, the entire fan base is going to flip out and say, flip out on Aaron Judge for being hurt again. Yeah. If I say no,
they're going to
and then he's on the IL in 2 days, they're going to say, why did you say no if he's on the IL in 2 days? So either way, he can't win. So that's probably why he said that, because he probably doesn't actually know if Aaron Judge is 100% okay, because his fucking side still hurts for some reason.
That's tough.
It is tough.
I mean, it's like, it says that he hit in the cage today, which is that's a good sign. But
I sent you that video. There was this Yankees fan who was losing their fucking mind about it.
It's, I mean, like, stuff, and then they've also flipped out. I mean, Gleyber Torres has really not had a good defensive start to the year, and they're a lot of Yankees fans are really flipping out about that, and then wanting or feeling like they have a lot of first basemen, so that trading Luke Voit for a shortstop is a smart decision, is what I've seen.
Yeah, that's also what I saw that.
And then
it's
moving
tough
Gleyber,
because Aaron Judge is
because
he's so inconsistent when he's healthy.
After they
too.
lost Didi, they moved Gleyber to shortstop to be the full time, and he just hasn't been able to be defensively.
That throw was fucking
he
terrible.
just hasn't defensively. He hasn't been sound enough to be.
Here's my issue with Aaron Judge. I don't know if he's good enough to keep a Is he good enough to excuse these injuries? Because when he's on like a good streak, he's hitting home runs all the time. But when he's bad, he's striking out like 4 times straight.
This year is very, very important in terms of like what the Yankees are gonna do, because it's not after this season. I think it's after the next season. I'll check right now.
Money owed, right?
No, when his contract is up.
While you're checking that, I got some news. Jason Tatum, new career high with 44 points tonight. The Celtics are currently up 120 to 109. Did a crazy comeback.
Nice. Yeah, they were down 12 in the third quarter.
But thank fuck Jason Tatum finally has a game. And what a fucking game.
I mean, it is against the last place team in the league. But you know what?
Hey, a career high is a career high.
Everyone's got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, yep, it is after the 2022 season. So after next season. But also, he'll be 31 in 2023, which is wild. He's 29 right now.
When did he start in the league?
His first year, I think he was 26 when he made his debut. He was kind of old.
Interesting.
Still, it doesn't feel like that long ago.
Yeah, 2016 in September is when he made his debut, and then 2017 was his rookie year.
Insane. But the Yankees fans.
But
the Yankees
it's just if he doesn't play like a good 130 games this year and has a good year, then what are you gonna do? Like, I mean, he still has one more year to really prove it.
Especially because, like I said, when he's there, he's inconsistent.
If this year is another year that he only plays like 80 games and he's just injury riddled and and they don't do anything in the postseason, then it's just another year. It's just the same thing over and over again.
He's probably going to ask for a lot of money.
When he's healthy,
I would imagine. I mean, if he has an injury riddled year again, I don't know if he can. He hasn't had an extremely dominant year in multiple years at that point.
First year,
especially after this year.
Yeah, when he's healthy, he's either jacking home runs or striking out 3
That's
or 4
what I'm
times
saying.
a game.
He's extremely inconsistent. He can have like a 2 home run game and then go 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts and a ground out
for like 4 games straight.
Yeah.
The only time that wasn't the case was 2017. Was his rookie year when he was ridiculous.
When he won the home run derby.
Nasty.
But
or was that 2018 that he won the home run derby?
No, his rookie year is when he won the home run derby.
Yeah, 2018 he didn't have a bad year. It's just he only played in 112 games, so he missed 50-something games. And then in 2019, he missed 60-something games. And then in 2020, he only played in 28 of the 60. And then he's already sitting for games.
And 5 games in. So,
yeah.
Going on to a different team in New York. A team that... Wait, did they win or they lost because of this? They won because of this.
They won.
So, I mean, good for them.
I'll lay the
good
scene.
For them.
I'll lay the scene. So the Mets were facing the Marlins. The bases were loaded. It was a tie game. I want to say it was 3-3 or 2-2.
I think it was 2-2.
And Michael Conforto was up, and there was 2 strikes, and the ball was thrown, and it was a strike. But Michael Conforto's elbow was in the strike zone, and it was kind of like
you could
out,
see he definitely
and it hit him, and the umpire called it like a hit by pitch, and the run scored, and the Mets walked off on a hit by pitch, and then. I mean, obviously the Marlins manager flipped out, and they were like, what are you talking about? The dude obviously that was a strike,
right?
But they didn't there's no review for that. Like that's not in the rule book. You can't review that, so then you can't overturn it. I mean, the home plate umpire.
Why the fuck not?
Home plate umpire. I don't know. It's just one. I mean,
why do sports do this?
Yeah,
just make it. Let it be reviewable.
Review everything. Literally, just be able to. Don't
even have you don't have to
have a rule. Just do it.
Well, no, you don't have to have a review where the game stops and everything. Just have one person
just look
in a booth.
Yep.
Who at the same time that all the fans go, wait, that was a little fishy.
Yeah.
He can be like, no, yeah, that was definitely. That was a bad call.
Exactly.
And if he needs 5 seconds, I'm sure he can fucking find the 5 seconds to go real quick.
If it's a call relating to if it impacts the results
ended
of the game,
Yeah,
I feel like that should be reviewable.
They would have been going
If
into
it
extra innings
directly
at that point, or
impacts the
at least an
outcome
extra
of
inning.
the game.
Don't even. I'm not even trying to say reviewable. Just every game should have a sky judge that can overturn anything. Just fucking do that.
But
I feel like it's real simple. There's enough people in the world.
the umpire Ron Copa did admit that he did not call it correctly.
Great.
So he
what
admitted
does that do for me now?
Yeah, nothing. He just wanted to admit that he was wrong.
One of the saddest parts of an umpire admitting they're wrong was that no hitter from I want to say the Tigers.
Armando. No, it's not actually. I don't know if that's his name. Is it
Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Where
It might be.
It was out at first, but he called it safe.
Is it
Dude, the
Armando
umpire
Galarraga?
cried so much in the interview the day after.
Armando.
He was like, "That kid had a perfect game, and
Yeah,
I
Jim-
fucking stole it." And I was like,
I want to say that was Jim Joyce.
He felt
Armando
so
Galarraga.
bad.
I think it was Armando. Yep.
He had a handle on
Armando. Yep. Armando Galarraga. Yeah, Jim Joyce was the umpire that did that.
He felt
Yeah, that
terrible.
was so tough.
That was
Very,
devastating.
very clearly out. Calls him safe on the final out of the.
That was one of those plays that make it almost made reviewable
you're like
conversation.
that. You're like you have to be able to review that. That's,
Yeah.
that's what
that play
was,
I think
because
almost
it was
started that
no-
conversation.
Yeah, because there was no. Oh, I think that was actually not correct because we have cameras on it. We can see that he was safe by a good step, but I still don't understand how Jim Joyce called him out or safe rather.
It's tough.
It
tough.
wasn't even close. Like it really wasn't.
It wasn't close,
It wasn't
but
a
also,
bang,
but
bang.
also
it wasn't like
you have to think here for a second.
if it's
He
close,
doesn't-
call him out anyway.
But he doesn't
It's
have
a perfect game.
Well, if it's
It's a-
close, doesn't tie go to runner?
but like if you're
So by rule,
but
he
if
has
you're-
to call
but
it safe.
But if you're doubting it, if you're not sure that he wasn't out, if there's a chance that he was
But
out,
I don't know if he
feel
was
like
doubting
in
it.
that
I think-
situation.
But it's also tough because, again, we see
You don't take it. You give
where
the
we
benefit
are,
of the doubt to the dude
versus where
that-
he was is two different spots, right?
Oh, I
Because
know.
we get to see every single angle right away
But
within 3 seconds.
I think it's just wild that it went through Jim Joyce's mind that he looked at it and was like, "That was totally safe," and then just called.
It's tough. I'm gonna give the fucking umpires
Wasn't-
benefit of the doubt based on angling.
I mean, Jim Joyce has been an
who knows?
umpire forever, so it's. And I mean, a lot of umpires make mistakes,
and
but
clearly
he's,
he fucking
he's
felt
normally
terrible.
he's normally one of the better ones. But that was a tough one.
The Dodgers. I've had some injury.
Yeah, there's. I have a few. I mean, there's two things related to the Dodgers that I have on here. One of them, I mean, Cody Bellinger's going to the IL with a calf injury, which is unfortunate. And then, I mean, Mookie Betts is dealing with a back problem, but he's not going on the IL. But yeah, those things are occurring. And then David Price, what's it called? Dodgers had their home opener, so they all got their rings. And David Price chose to auction his off. And then then donate the money that he got from the auction to the Players Alliance.
Why is that dumb?
Why is that dumb, Isaac?
Yeah, but he didn't.
The
play
man
it.
opted out of the season, and he already has a ring with the Red Sox.
Did you forget he opted out of the season?
Yeah, he didn't actually pitch.
This man.
Yeah, he didn't
This
play.
dude.
It's every day.
It's every week. It's every week we gotta deal
Yeah, he
with this.
opted out. He didn't actually.
Yeah. I mean the
Pitch for
rings are
them.
nice. The
Yeah,
rings
no.
are real nice.
Yeah, I respect the move by David Price. And then, I mean, the next slides I have on here are just the 3 Red Sox games that have happened since last Tuesday. Well, the first one being the Tuesday game.
The Sox are hot.
They are.
They are very hot. The Rays.
They won 4 straight.
The Rays We've been saying don't let the Sox get hot. And what did the Rays do?
Rays did it.
What did the Rays do?
Yeah,
They let the Sox get hot.
And also, you look at these
It's-
3 straight games. We didn't score under 5 points in one of them.
Runs.
5 runs.
Yeah. I mean, 6, 9,
Yeah.
7.
So game
Just fucking dominating on offense.
game 1 on Tuesday night. We
That was
went
a fucking wild one.
we won it in extras with a 2 RBI double by JD Martinez in the bottom of the 12th.
Did the dude just miss?
I mean, he was playing.
There was
he was playing shallow.
I know he was
It
playing shallow as fuck.
It was hit over his head.
The way he fell made it look like
Yeah, no,
he
had
like
Randy
intentionally
Arozarena-
fell
yeah,
after
no.
the ball dropped to make him look like less of an idiot.
No, Arozarena had no shot at it. It was I mean, for whatever reason,
He never
Well,
looked
they-
like
they-
he actually spotted the
they
ball.
wanted to be able to throw out the second runner. So if it was a ground
but,
ball
like,
to the outfield,
Watch that, like he doesn't actually look like he knows where the ball, because usually they turn.
I mean, he could have lost it for a second.
Yeah,
too. You
because
could have
usually
lost
they
it.
turn
in
and like
lights.
run back. Instead, he like was straight backpedaling and was like, Oh shit!
So they won 6-5 on Tuesday night.
Before we go into that, because it was in extra innings.
Oh yeah, with the
What do we think about the extra inning rule?
I don't know. It made that extra innings like very interesting to watch because it was just back and forth scoring. I feel like that being the tactic in an attempt to speed up the game doesn't really work because then it makes it super easy just
so
to...
the rule we're referring to is a runner starts on second in extra innings
yeah.
for both teams. It started last season, I think, right?
Yep, 2020 was the first
It's
season
supposed
they
to
had
speed
it.
up the games, but it does the opposite and makes it so that we score more and are
Because
tied
if you
more.
start off with a runner on
Yeah.
second base, you bunt and you get the dude over to third, and then all you need is a fly ball, and then you
Right.
score a run.
Yeah.
Or just a ground ball to the right side of the field, and then if
So
it's
for
not,
someone
if
who's
they're
not-
in field, then
Huge into baseball, right? I actually kind of enjoy it
no, I mean
because things are
I
happening.
I enjoy it too.
Like,
I don't mind it.
One of the things I don't like one of my major criticisms of baseball is that it doesn't feel like anything's ever really happening for a long periods of time.
It makes extra innings.
Something's always
More,
happening.
yeah. Also, being if it's a tie game and you're the home team and you start off with a runner on second base in the bottom of the inning,
See, that was what I was gonna say. I feel like maybe for because they want to speed the game up, so maybe for the 10th and 11th, have a guy on first. If it gets to the 12th inning, have him go to second. Because I know that their whole thing is to speed the game.
I just feel
time up.
either way that doesn't speed up the game.
No, it doesn't at all. But I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. Because I know you said you were
in
torn
terms
on it.
of
Yeah.
it making it. There's more runs are going to be scored, and it's good. The run also does not count against the pitcher that's in the game. So whoever starts on second, that counts as an unearned run, not an earned run. So it doesn't affect the
Which is
pitcher's
big for the
ERA.
pitchers.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it doesn't affect the pitcher's ERA. I mean, the guy hitting, if he hits a home run, one of the runs will be earned because that.
Right.
But yeah, you get what I'm saying. So
I mean,
that's if that
listen,
wasn't the case, then
since-
I would not like it. But
since we've seen it from the Red Sox being the
Yeah,
home
the
team,
Red
we've seen
Sox
that
won
from
the
that
game, so I like
perspective. We're like,
Yeah.
okay,
just wait
This
till we
could
lose
work.
in extras because of it.
but yeah,
Then I'm
when
gonna be
when we're on the road
yeah.
and it gets to the bottom
Yep.
of like the inning and we're tied and
Yeah,
we're
and we
saying,
and we
like,
lose on a sac fly.
yeah,
I'm gonna be.
like,
It's going to
I'm
be
gonna be
annoying
very
for
upset.
sure. But also, I don't know. I really do like. But that's the point of home field advantage, right? In no other sports, I feel like, is there a competitive advantage. Like, there's obviously fans and stuff that'll yell and make it harder in football,
Yeah.
but it doesn't really ever seem like the game is changed because of the
You're
home
wrong
field.
by a
Not games. Rules of the games are changed.
yeah.
Like, they get bottom of the inning every time if you're the home team.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Josh.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like, there's no rule changing in the game for any other sport like that I know of. Other like NBA doesn't have anything like that.
No.
No, because I mean,
Other than
it's determined by
ignoring the
coin
atmosphere,
toss.
obviously.
Yeah.
The atmosphere. But because the Red Sox have the atmosphere of the fans, plus
Yeah,
they get to fucking the bottom
like
of the
playing
inning.
somewhere like Houston or Yankee Stadium in October is not. It's not where you want to be because it's very loud. I mean, cold. Yeah, that
Yeah.
too. But like,
Well, not. I don't know. Not in Houston,
Yeah, no, not in Houston, but New York.
New York. Yeah.
Boston.
Well, I mean, in Boston it's going to be cold.
I just
want
want to let you guys know that it is going into overtime for the Celtics game. It's 124 to 124.
How did we blow an 11-point lead in fucking
What do you expect?
how many minutes? I guess fucking Tatum can fucking up his career high.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown gave up an easy layup so that Tatum could up it. He's just 48 right now. But yeah, 124, 124 going in overtime.
It's the last place team in the league, Celtics. What the fuck are we doing, bro? We literally just can't get over the 500 bump. We're 26 and 26. We're finally at 500 again. And we just can't get over it. We can't.
unfortunate.
Hate to see it. But then we had the second game against the Rays, and
Yeah.
this one just
Yeah,
wasn't
we-
even fucking close.
Eovaldi was through a gem through 7 innings, 1 earned run, 3 hits, 7 strikeouts.
Also, Vasquez he owns the Green Monster now.
Move
Yeah.
in.
I don't make the rules. It's part of his property.
Yeah, no, he's been absolutely like, what is he hitting? 458 to start the season. He's been
I just love that
ridiculous.
like both of like
Christian Vasquez has been.
he only hits home runs over the fucking
Yeah, no,
Monster.
yeah, no.
He refuses
I mean,
to hit it
he's
over
always-
anywhere in the field.
He's always been because I remember when it was a few years ago now that his home runs were very sparing. Like he'd only hit like 7 or 8, but when he hit them, they were at like it just you knew they were gone. Yeah, it was
absolute cock shots.
Yeah, like there were no doubters for sure. But then now he actually hits them pretty often. Has become a pretty good hitter, which you do like to see. It'll be interesting in terms of because I think his contract's up in a year or two. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, if we are not a playoff team come July, he'll probably be traded, especially if he's playing like he is right now. But at the same time, I don't know how much they want to get rid of a homegrown catching talent like that. That is one of the better hitting catchers in the league. It'd be kind of hard, and he's a good defender too. So it's kind of hard to. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the state of the Red Sox are in July. And then it was, what was the date of the? Oh yeah. So yesterday. Because today was the off day, April 8th. Yesterday, the Red Sox faced the Orioles for the first game of the 3-game series. I believe it is. Might be a 4-game series, actually. First game of the series. And
Rodriguez's first start?
Yeah, Rodriguez came back for his first start. Fortunately, Tanner Houck got sent down. I was upset about it because he's been good through his first few outings. But, they love to have young pitchers stay in the minors and... I mean, he'll probably start to develop some sort of other... He'll probably I don't know, whatever development they need to do. I guess he wasn't able to actually pitch in the minors more because it was shut down last year. So, I mean, he pitched for us in the majors, but I guess they want him to have more time to develop, which isn't bad because we don't really have a lot of pitching talent, so kind of don't want to fuck up on the young pitching talent that we have.
Matt Barnes, though.
Matt Barnes has been quite nice to start the season. It was funny at the beginning. So they still haven't really said who the closer is. I mean, it appears to be Matt Barnes right now, especially with how he's pitched so far this season. But at the beginning, I was like, I don't really because in terms of Ottavino versus Matt Barnes as being the closer, I've seen Ottavino when he's been lights out and no one's been able to hit him, and then when Matt Barnes, I feel like I haven't. I mean, now I have, I guess. He hasn't allowed a hit this year, but the fact that, I haven't seen him be that dominant that it's just, he can strike, I feel confident in him being able to strike someone out in 3 pitches without a problem. I mean, there's only a few pitchers in the league that you feel that way about in terms of, from a closing perspective, but he's doing it.
It's about time
he's doing it.
I feel like since Papelbon, we haven't had a fucking...
Yeah, I mean, it's still...
we had actually... What's his name came in? Kimbrel was good for,
Kimbrel was nasty.
Until, the last season with the Red Sox.
You're right. I'll backtrack.
And then he was... Koji Uehara was also... He was nasty.
But was he...
Did win a chip with Koji.
Was he always a closer?
Koji?
Yeah.
For us,
in
yeah.
20, yeah.
I feel like I remember him leaving at one point.
I mean, at the very beginning of the season, he was not.
I think
he was
Joel Hanrahan was our closer at the beginning. Exactly. He had.
Yeah, I know.
He
Koji was a starter.
That's World Series champion.
Yeah.
Whatever that fuck.
Joel Hanrahan. Yeah, he got Tommy John surgery
Koji
or something.
Was a starter
in April.
with the Orioles to start his career.
Yeah. He was just some random pitcher on the Red Sox at the beginning in 2013.
Yeah.
He wasn't. He was not supposed to be.
Then he was nasty.
Yeah. Then they started giving him high pressure situations, and then no one was able to hit his splitter, and they're like, oh. That
we've had some pretty good closers throughout the years. Papelbon, Koji, Kimbrel now.
Yeah.
And hopefully Matt Barnes.
I mean, he's
starting off.
He's a Connecticut product. I mean,
is he really?
Yeah. He went to UConn.
Nice.
Love to see it.
Yeah. I think he's from
we have some news here.
Bristol or
what is the news?
What is the news?
Patrick Beverley's going to miss 3 to 4 weeks because of hand surgery.
That's tough.
It's tough for the Clippers.
It is tough. Speaking of the Clippers, Chuck was memeing on him yesterday, I think.
What?
I don't know. He said something.
Oh, yeah, he said the Clippers always suck.
He said, let me pull up the full quote because it was like a paragraph. It was a whole thing.
I fucking love that, bro.
They're great.
It's just a bunch of old people bickering about things.
Don't have the quote anymore. I thought I had
that is so sad. But he definitely said the Clippers always suck. I do remember.
He was like,
that.
I've been fat, I've been skinny, I've been fucking this, I've been that. And then he's like, "But one thing I've always known is the Clippers have always sucked."
Wow.
And like
almost uncalled for.
I mean, yeah, because the Clippers have been a good team the past couple of years. So I don't know where he's
That's so
where
funny.
he's getting that from exactly.
That crew is great. Him and Shaq.
Yeah, listen, they need to put Chuck in 2K so him and Shaq can meme on each other.
So that
during
it'll make the
halftime
game
show.
at least viable.
Right, exactly.
You know?
Because 2K19 halftime show Shaq was
Very
made the game less frustrating. It gave you something to relax at halftime when 2K was absolutely just
You're
dicking
down
you down
52
and you
to
fucking,
2
like,
because LeBron is putting up 48.
when you're playing online and the game just doesn't want to work at all because online play is it's just dumb. It's dumb.
Yeah,
You just
universal the
user input.
user input is very bad. It's very slow.
You just can't do anything.
You can't.
And in 2K19 halftime show Shaq made it all okay.
Yeah, he would do like dance moves every single time. And now he has like 2 things he does. It's like the same.
Yeah.
It's sad.
He's digging for gold in his ears.
I did see that. He was going deep, but
yeah.
we need more Shaq and more
Shaq animations and
add
Chuck
Chuck.
in there.
Correct.
And let them meme on each other.
Correct. So back to baseball.
Yeah.
The AL standings.
Yeah, one last thing. I'll just say what the AL East standings are as of today. So the Yankees lost today to the Rays.
You love to see it.
She do. They lost 10-5. Corey Kluber got absolutely. I think he gave up 5 runs and 2 1/3, and then
That's tough.
I don't remember what Nelson was the pitcher that came in after him, and he also got shelled. So
I mean, just look at
It was
these. Look
tough.
at these streaks here. Is
Yeah.
there a team
the Blue Jays have
hotter
lost
than the
3
Red
straight.
Sox right now?
No, not in our division for sure.
And 4 straight wins is after
I mean, the
being
Orioles just
shut
lost. The Orioles just lost to us. The Yankees just lost today. The Blue Jays, the last time I checked, they were getting shit on by the Angels. Yeah, they're losing 7-1 to the Angels right now in the bottom of the 9th.
is not
So
tough.
they could be 3-5 at the end of.
Unfortunate.
So they'll be.
Yeah.
They would have lost 4 straight. And then, I mean, the Rays just won today, but
Against the
before that,
Yankees.
they lost 3 straight against us.
Yeah, the Rays aren't looking like they have been.
I mean,
Aren't
today they look
looking
good.
like
Yeah.
AL champs.
Today,
looking like
they-
the
well,
Devil
it's-
Rays of
the thing,
old.
The
Yeah.
thing with the Rays is that they really did lose a lot of people in their bullpen. Like, I mean,
That
they added
is
people,
tough.
but they did. There was actually, like, in terms of whether they left or they have a lot of injuries that occurred, though.
Tatum's got 50.
Nice.
Nice.
For the Celtics in the lead.
Okay,
But
137.
you love to
We're
see-
up 5, but don't fucking
Yeah.
don't
Don't get too
don't
comfortable.
relax. There's a minute and a half left.
But you love to see that if the Red Sox win tomorrow, then we
Are
are
in first.
officially in first place.
You do love to see.
I mean,
it
we're
because the Sox cannot.
tied with the Orioles for first
And we-
right now,
and we're
technically
playing
at 4
them,
and
so-
3, but we're getting hot.
Yeah, of course.
Offense
Red
is
Sox
working.
are getting hot.
Moving to football now. This is just something I wanted to do because I don't think we've ever really talked about it. What is everyone like? So you're a Steelers fan.
I am indeed.
One player in the draft that you think they realistically could get, or that they realistically could trade up to get. Remember, you could always trade a next year first rounder, and I feel like a next year first rounder for the Steelers is a good deal for whoever's getting it. Could end up like the Texans pick, like the Miami Texans trade, because I don't know if the Steelers are doing much. So go on. If you had to pick a player in the draft,
I mean, one, I don't think that we're going to be trading up. I don't. Because
If
I
we need
I
to.
think they
unless
we
they were to
would
get a
have
quarterback.
I think we would
24?
have heard
Yeah.
that the Steelers had people at any of the quarterback events, and I didn't see anything about that. If that was actual thing, if we were like going to trade up for a quarterback, they would have been at
the pro
Mac
days.
Jones Field.
Yeah.
Like they would have been there, and I didn't see anything about that. I did see they've been in contact with Najee Harris a lot.
multiple times.
And, I mean, I would love that because we need a running back. And if he's there, I mean, there are other positions for sure that we could draft that would be just as beneficial to the team, but we don't have.
You can't rely on Big Ben's
Yeah.
fucking
We
old
need-
ass, fat ass arm to carry you through the entire
you need
season.
someone that has that ability. That I
Could
don't,
take-
you need someone else.
The
You
Steelers
need-
were
you
coming
need
too
youth in the
becoming too
backfield.
predictable.
Yeah,
Because they couldn't run, so they always had to pass. And then by the
Yep.
time it was the fucking wild card game, Big Ben's arm just couldn't do it.
You can't lose James Conner and then not actually get anyone.
Yeah.
We got Kalen Balazs, but you can't. That's not.
Yeah.
Najee Harris. I mean, I think he might have. I don't know. Running backs don't really get picked up that often.
No, last year they got picked really late, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Najee Harris isn't the only one on the board. There's
Etienne,
Trey Sermon, I think.
My man, Georgia. Master Teague, is he in this or is it next year?
Master Teague is next year.
Yeah, I think he's next year. But yeah, Najee Harris would be the person that I would say. I mean, I would say an offensive lineman because we do need I just don't know any offensive lineman that might be there.
But you can't get so it doesn't fucking matter.
So I'm sure if one falls that's really good, we might draft them, and I wouldn't be upset about it because we do have a lot of old offensive linemen or lack thereof of offensive linemen, so it would be good to get one in the first round. But
yeah.
I also wouldn't be upset if it was Harris.
Who do you think the Patriots should take? Should they trade up? Could they realistically trade up? I've seen a lot of people saying that they're going to trade up, which is something the Patriots don't usually do. I'm usually used to them backing out of the first round.
Yeah, I mean, if we trade up, it would have to be for a quarterback.
Yeah.
And it would
probably
be Trey Lance. Up high. Like, yeah, we can't. I don't think we should trade up if it's Mac Jones.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with
that. We should do that
because all the hype about. Well, he's Tom Brady-esque because he's white and doesn't run.
Yeah,
that's why he's Tom Brady-esque.
I mean, although he does kind of run a bit.
He's a lot faster than that, but he's compared to the quarterbacks we have now.
Right.
He would just be kind of like Tom Brady, but. I mean, yeah, if we trade up, it's for a quarterback. Probably Trey Lance. I mean, I said it before the show last week. I don't think we actually talked about it. I would love to have Jamar Chase especially with the news of Edelman. I forgot to even put this in. Edelman might not play at all next year.
I did see that, but I didn't know if I wanted to include it because I didn't know how actual. I didn't know if it was just a.
Yeah, no, thing. It's a lot of people are talking about there. He might not play. It's almost determined he'll probably miss part of the season. Whether it's the beginning or if he decides to play in the beginning, they don't think it's strong enough that he'll be able to last the whole year.
This one here, CBS Sports mock draft has the Patriots taking Kwity Paye, which is an edge rusher out of Michigan. Which is weird because...
If we use our 15th pick on
Kwity Paye
on some dude no one has heard of...
Mac Jones is still available at that point in this mock draft. And there's also...
Who did the Steelers pick?
Let me scroll down a bit.
There's someone who's like, what do you mean you don't know who Kwity Paye is?
I know,
yeah,
exactly.
We
probably... Najee Harris.
Oh, okay. I mean... We probably should know who that is, and we will.
For sure.
We will when we
do a top 10 mock draft. I don't know if we're all going to have our own separate ones or if we're going to have just the JNL Sports Show mock draft.
Washington football team picking Mac Jones at 19.
They have Mac Jones falling to 19.
Yeah,
that doesn't sound like a bad idea. Isaac said that we should do like a March Madness style draft. Fucking top 10 draft, and then whoever's the most accurate win money. Doesn't sound like a bad idea. Why don't more people?
I don't know if it has to be $20 this time.
Yeah,
I won.
It doesn't have to be $20, but I don't want to. It doesn't have to be that much.
Definitely, it's not March Madness, so we wouldn't have to throw 20. But yeah, we could probably do that. But
a $5 bet on that.
J.C. Horn getting picked 16th right after that. And if we don't pick Mac Jones, I see if Surtain or one of the other cornerbacks are still available, I think we go that route.
If Parsons somehow falls,
he's not. He's going to the Broncos,
but he's probably going. He's going to get picked up earlier. I think.
Unless if we,
I think he might go to the Falcons. They're trading, actually, aren't they?
Probably. Well, did
they trade?
No, they haven't. They said that they might.
They were looking.
I'd be okay if we traded up ahead of the Broncos to get Parsons. Either Parsons
but if we trade up that
Parsons
high or getting a quarterback,
Well, if we trade Broncos have number 9, so we'd have to move to 8th.
And maybe get Trey Lance or who knows. The draft is going to be fucking awesome, I think, this year.
Because there's a lot of movement. There've been a lot of QB movement around the league, so
Celtics won.
The Panthers don't need a quarterback.
145, 136, 53 points for Tatum.
Josh, the Panthers don't need a quarterback anymore. They have Sam Darnold now. But they got him that was with the intention of having that be someone they're trying to develop. You don't trade. I mean, they didn't trade a lot,
23.
but second they trade multiple picks for it.
They're probably gonna use that 8th pick to either get him Maybe an
I would draft.
Probably.
I'd probably well, I mean, yeah, if the
because if you get an O-lineman, you help McCaffrey and him.
Yeah, because they already have the weapons on offense.
He's already
DJ
in
Moore,
a better
Robbie
situation than he
Anderson.
was.
Yeah,
So
like you got the offensive weapons, like you just need to protect them.
Yeah, I'd really like to see Jamar Chase. Obviously, I mean, as much as it doesn't make much sense wide receiver wise because we just picked.
We just spent a buttload of money
But
on.
like we don't. Aguilar has had one good year in 3 years, so he's kind of a gamble. Kendrick Bourne, we've never seen outside of San Francisco. Kind of a gamble. You know who's not much of a gamble? Jamar fucking Chase.
A rookie who's never played a game in the NFL.
Yeah, but think about the
All right,
rookies
then.
that have come out
look
of
at
these
you.
draft class. Like they've almost been more consistent than regular NFL players have. Especially LSU. These I said this, didn't I say this like a couple weeks ago, that these fucking almost buying a wide receiver now is almost dumb with how ready these people are to come out. The Steelers have been doing it for 4 years. Just drafting a fucking wide receiver and turning him into something decent. Jamar Chase, I think, is better than Kendrick
Yeah,
Bourne.
but where have the Steelers gotten with that though?
Juju Smith-Schuster, who's done good for them.
11-0, just to lose in the first round. So big
But
picture.
they fixed their wide receiver problem. Well,
The drops.
Dante Johnson.
The drops last season were tough.
That's their tight end's fault. I'm blaming all that on fucking Ebron.
It was not all Ebron.
No, I know Johnson dropped a lot
had
too.
like 18 drops.
I know
last year.
Tomlin had to cut him out of the game at one point. It's unfortunate. I mean, if Kyle Pitts fell to 24, I assume the Steelers would probably jump on that.
Kyle Pitts is not.
But he's
dropping
not.
to
I mean,
24.
everything we
There's no
heard from
fucking
him,
way.
he is a absolute
No.
unnatural athlete.
Yeah. Isaac, who do you want the Packers to draft?
Yeah, which wide receiver do you want the Packers to draft? Who do you want? Okay, so Isaac said his dream scenario
so
would
they
be
can replace. Yeah, but they
Kevin King?
They just
Yeah.
re-signed
So
the
hold on,
best cornerback.
he doesn't
in
have a
the
mic,
league,
so
Kevin
we have
King,
to say they'd have to. He wants to trade up and draft Surtain, or there's a lot of cornerbacks though. Like
yeah, Surtain,
Horn-
JC
Horn might be there.
Fuck was the other?
Yeah,
one's
I know.
name? There's three big.
anyone
ones.
but Kevin King.
There's Surtain, Horn, and there's one other one. I don't remember his name.
The draft's going to be exciting. I can't wait to see it. We have just some more follow-up news on the Deshaun Watson case. I said we'll be following this. His lawyer had a huge press conference today. Kind of shit the bed a little, if I'm going to be honest with you. He didn't sound very confident in Deshaun Watson while going through this. I mean, this is different from like quotes versus how he sounded because I watched it. Like his voice never really sounded like he was in. But he did. He started the press conference by saying Deshaun Watson had never done anything with these women, blah blah blah. And then towards the middle,
Now
he said
man.
Deshaun Watson's attorney, Rusty Hardin. There's no way that's someone's name. Rusty Hardin just admitted that there were consensual encounters with the massage therapist, but says Watson never coerced or used his position as a celebrity to violate consent. That's tough because
The fact that you said nothing happened at first, and now that
Yeah.
he's gonna, they're like, well, it was consensual.
it's very hard
It's a
to get
little-
a
It's a little tough.
accurate jurisdiction or jury case on consent. Like it's very hard to determine. It's two people in a room. You know what I mean? And it's a celebrity's voice versus a massage therapist's voice.
21 massage therapist voices.
That's fair, but it's just one of those things where it's tough to see because even if he can prove that he only had consensual encounters with two of them, right?
Yeah.
Then I don't know. It's a fucked up situation. He said that Deshaun Watson can't eat or sleep. He's worked so hard for his name and he cares deeply for the communities and takes every opportunity to give back. And he's apparently been crying his eyes out about it. Which I mean, if you come out to be guilty, then go fuck yourself. Fuck your tears, whatever. But it's just a wild scenario.
Yeah.
Just an insane scenario to have this happen so fast. I said it last week. I'll say it again. Why do you need so many goddamn different masseuses? Why does that
or
exist?
that many massages in general?
Well, we did the math last show, and it turned out that it wasn't an OD amount. Remember, it was only like once every 2 weeks or two times a week.
With the ones that came out and said nothing happened, which was about like half of. It was about once every 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. So I imagine with the ones that have come out and say he did do some questionable things, probably about once a week.
Yeah, and I feel like even for an athlete, it's not that
much.
much. However, there was a pandemic in the middle, so. But I don't know, man. It's just if it's once a week, why do you need so many different girls other than they're leaving because they're uncomfortable? You know what I mean? Like, why did it took 22 women to like not take a celebrity's fucking business? Like, if you had the opportunity to be his number one fucking massage therapist, there's got to be a reason why there's so many different ones.
Yeah.
And like, even if you say, well, maybe he likes, he
wants to have more than
he
one.
wants to have different hands on. That's also kind of creepy as fuck. It's not illegal, but it definitely speaks volume of his character. It's just a weird situation. We'll obviously keep talking about it because it's never going away.
Yeah.
And that's what we do.
Yeah. On some brighter news, Kevin Durant finally made his return after missing almost 2 months. Shot 5 for 5. He came off the bench in his return, but he had 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists in his return. The Nets beat the Pelicans 139-111. So KD is back, and it's good for basketball. Even though super teams, unless if it's your favorite team, not great in the public eye. But
hey, super teams are good for sports.
They're not good for
exactly.
Really.
Attention-wise, there because like I said, like I wasn't a basketball fan, but I could watch the Golden State Warriors when they were killing every team. They played.
when they're as offensively
dominant. Don't like baseball that much, but for I was watching the Astros almost every single time they were on TV.
Yeah,
because they were just hitting home runs all of the time, and that's what I wanted to see. I mean, that's cheating. That's a little different, but but super team wise.
So KD's back. Good for basketball. He's obviously one of the best players in the league right now. And coming back after 2 months and fucking shooting perfectly after missing 2 months is pretty good. Right now, the standings, the Celtics, they're 27-26. They're finally over 500. It's been a minute. They're now 9 games out of first. They're currently in 7th place in the East. The other night, Utah and Phoenix, they had an overtime game. It was really fucking good. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, they all had amazing games. So now the Suns are just 1 game out of first place in the West. Suns are looking pretty damn good. I know you were saying, like, when Chris Paul first got added, a lot of the Suns fans were like, he's kind of old. Don't know if he's really going to pan out.
He's panning
out quite well.
He's doing very good.
I think the Suns started off a little slow, but now they're...
With what basketball is, I think the idea of a veteran player is more having him there.
Yeah.
Than that. Like, we see it like with Rondo. Like, not taking anything away from Rondo, but his last couple seasons have been... He's a veteran presence, right? Like, he does the stuff that he needs to do to stay in the league, but he's more of
still has that basketball IQ.
But he's more of just a veteran presence.
Mentor the younger guys around because there's.
And I think that's what the Suns fans were fearing because they didn't want the veteran presence. They wanted someone to help the fuck Devin Booker out. But they got both. Yeah, they got both.
I mean, Chris Paul put up 29 points, I believe, against the Jazz. Booker put up 35, I believe, and Donovan Mitchell put up about 40. It was a pretty good game, great overtime game. It was back and forth throughout the entire thing. Fun to watch, definitely. Suns they're competitors this year. Watch out for the Suns. They went 8-0 in the bubble last year. That was without Chris Paul. Now they got Chris Paul, so they're even more of a threat. I think they're definitely a contender. They just need DeAndre Ayton to progress a little bit further. He's still young. He's only been in the league for a few years. But I think for them to be a true finals contender, Ayton needs to get a little bit better, and I think he's close to that. Having Chris Paul there takes a lot of the weight off of Devin Booker's shoulders. He doesn't have to do everything every single night. I remember that game against the Celtics where he put up 70 points?
Yeah.
And still lost, which is tough.
Yeah.
You don't want to see that. Yeah, we're about 30 games left of the regular season.
Celtics are going to have to make a push
Celtics are going to have to make a push. I think, even though tonight we were playing the Timberwolves, who are dead last in the NBA, Tatum putting up 53 is a good place to start momentum for him to.
Also, let's not take anything away from the Timberwolves. 124 to 124 in 4 quarters is a decent fucking game.
Yeah, I mean the Timberwolves. I honestly don't know what's wrong with the Timberwolves. I mean
they're just young.
I mean they got Karl Anthony. They got Karl Anthony Towns. Anthony Edwards now has been really progressing. I think he put up like 24 points tonight. D'Angelo Russell, for some reason, he was coming off the bench tonight. I'm not really sure why. They had Ricky Rubio starting over him. Interesting decision. I don't know. Maybe he hasn't been playing as well this year.
Well, Ricky Rubio had 4 points today, so
that is unfortunate for sure.
7 assists though.
Yeah. So playoffs are coming soon, in a month and a half or so, and that's when it gets serious. Boston, they can't be teetering over the 500 mark.
Coming close to playoffs.
Up until the playoffs, they have to make a push. They have to start winning a lot of games. I would like to be
probably gonna get shit stomped.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to play the Nets at some point.
Right now, if the playoffs happen, we would play Philly. And the way Embiid has been playing this season, not an ideal matchup exactly, but Boston has owned Philadelphia in the playoffs. Correct. Over the last few years. But yeah, we're the 7th seed in the East, which is not ideal. But I think
we're in the right spot to make a push. Though
we're in the right spot. I think this is a good start for momentum for Tatum to really be more consistent and lead this team as he should have been doing. But he's been super inconsistent throughout the season.
We were just talking about. I mean, the dude putting up 7, Devin Booker putting up 70 and losing.
Yeah.
Zach LaVine put up 50 and lost 108 to 120 today.
That is
tough. It is unfortunate. Trae Young put up 42 on the other side.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild.
Zach LaVine is a really good player. He's still young. I think it's tough being on the Bulls where they don't really have a team built around them quite yet. I think that they're trying to build that. But
yeah, they're 22 and 29 now.
Yeah, they haven't quite put the pieces together yet. But Zach LaVine has a pretty bright future. I think he's 25 or something.
With Luke on accident there for a second.
Nice. But yeah, there's a lot of really good young players in the league. I think we're getting close to the time where a lot of the guys over the last decade or so are going to retire.
Yeah.
LeBron probably has a few more years left in him, definitely. But like guys like Rondo, Chris Paul, they don't have much longer in the league. But we're these younger guys, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic, all the guys like 25 and younger.
The future of the NBA.
The future of the NBA is in good hands. Yeah. There's a lot of talent in the league. I mean,
and also I think
pro basketball, but
I think just basketball as a whole is continuously getting better. These college players are way better than they were the past couple of years. If the NBA can get the G League,
it was like fucking
if the NBA can get the G League to where they want it to be, basketball is going to be fucking incredible.
Yeah, the Celtics just need to figure out how the fuck to put their pieces together so we're not teetering over 500 when we have fucking...
At what point, if we don't make the playoffs this year, do we move on from Brad Stevens?
If we don't make the playoffs, then yeah, we should. Absolutely. Especially in the Eastern Conference. There's no way we should miss the playoffs with the talent we have on our team.
Yeah, that's fair. I think it's a fair thing. Maybe it wasn't all Kyrie's fault. You know?
Maybe.
Because even, we look at some of the players, and a lot of the Boston media has told us that, because Boston media is not a friendly place. Not a good place.
No.
And we had been told that all these players hate Kyrie, and then we see them whenever we play Brooklyn, and they're all happy to see each other. Yeah. It's like they're best friends. So it's weird.
I don't know.
It's weird. Yeah, it's not like Boston media to spin a story.
Does have a tendency to
be awful.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, absolutely terrible. The worst.
They've had a lot of issues with what's it called? Red Sox.
Patriots, Celtics.
Yeah,
all
Oh
over
shit,
the
the
place.
Hawks are actually in a playoff spot. They're over 500.
Yep.
Which is wild.
I mean, Trae Young's having
Trae
Young's doing
they have
great.
Trae Young. Clint Capella's having a hell of a season.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Too.
I feel like every week he's got like some fucking
So I think
18 to 20 rebounds.
Yeah, he had
going
22
crazy.
points, 10 rebounds in his
Yeah,
assists
I mean
this game.
he's been playing phenomenally. But yeah, the Hawks they've had the talent in the past few years. Like obviously Trae Young's been on the team for a while, but for some reason they just haven't been able to get to the playoffs really. But now they're in the 5th seed. I mean the East is, other than the top 3 teams, between the 4 seed and
8.
The 10 seed is just like a 4-game difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
So
then it stops at Cleveland. The poor
Yeah.
Cavs. The poor Cavs. Traded a win away. Or traded a championship in for being just poverty again forever.
well, I mean, they got the chip.
Yeah.
They got the chip.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Well, Mickey brought him a chip,
Come on.
and now they're back to the bottom of the East, basically. I mean, they got a couple good players though. Colin Sexton has really proved himself this year. A young star.
Yeah, they're very young, aren't they?
Yeah, and Jarrett Allen, who was on the Nets, is now over there because of the trade. He's got a break.
Traded off of the super team. You really do.
To be fair, that trade kind of created the super. I mean, I guess they were kind of with Kyrie and KD. They were kind of, but at that point, Kyrie wasn't showing up to games. So were they really a super team at that point?
They had KD.
Yeah.
That's the end of the show, guys. Right? I think. Noah, do you have anything else to add?
Nope. I think wraps up. Not too much happened in the NBA this week.
Anything to look forward to this weekend? Any big games the Celtics play? I don't know.
I gotta be honest with you. I
don't know.
I don't know, man.
You got anything to say?
School, work. I've been busy.
Yeah, there's currently a situation going on in the
boy.
Padres game.
Oh yes. How is he doing? There's no header
shit.
situation.
Through 7 innings.
Through 8
So-
innings.
8
Oh,
innings.
8 innings now.
Yeah, he
10 Ks.
Padres pitcher Joe Musgrove has a no hitter through 8 innings.
I mean, you
He's
love
10
to see the San
strikeouts.
Diego Padres doing things on defense. You really do. What's the score?
They're winning 3-0.
How are the Padres doing this year?
They are 4-3.
I mean, my favorite player isn't there, so it's not
Yeah,
like...
Tatis is hurt, unfortunately. But Joe
Tragic.
Musgrove is pitching a hell of a game. He was he got traded from the Pirates to the Padres.
Nice.
So
You love to see it.
Another Pirates pitcher succeeding on another team.
Tell them where to find us, because I almost completely forgot about that.
You were just gonna end the show
I
there.
was just going to end the show right there.
Nice. You can find us at jnlsportshow.com. All of our social media at the top: Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. If you're watching, like, subscribe. Click the bell so you get all of our notifications. Comment what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see, all that stuff. Share it. That'd be nice. And on our website, scroll down. All the platforms you can listen to our podcast. Apple Podcasts.
I was
Spotify.
like, what the fuck are you saying right now?
I spaced out for a
There
second.
we go. Jesus.
And all the other ones.
Everywhere you can find podcasts.
Everywhere you can find podcasts, you can listen to our podcast. So you don't have any excuses, really.
No.
You don't.
No.
So just listen to it.
I mean,
YouTube's free.
it is free.
It is free.
I mean, it's quite annoying when you get fucking 15 unskippable ads for no reason. I had that problem today. I had a fucking 20-second unskippable ad, then I had a 10-second unskippable ad, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what am I doing here?
It's tough because
Why are we not
The
past
pain
that?
of having
I've-
to look at a screen for 20
I've
seconds.
kind of gotten used to the double ads now. Remember the time
Yeah.
when it was just the one ad?
Yeah.
Yep.
Feels so long ago.
And it was
And
3 seconds.
It's only a matter of time before they boost it to a triple
My
ad.
favorite ads are the ones that hey, you can skip this video if you want to, or you can stay, and then it waits for the thing to change, and then I skip it anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I appreciate the humor of
I
it.
appreciate the choice.
I'm not gonna stick around.
But
I'm out.
I'm gonna watch the video that I asked to watch.
Correct. And it's always 5-minute ad. You ever get music fucking videos and it's 6-minute ads?
No, but
I've gotten literal music videos are 6 minutes, and I've got
gotten the long ads though, where they're 5-6 minutes, and what do you?
yesterday I had a
expect me to watch
33-minute one.
This is longer than the video that I tried.
Yeah.
to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah,
what do
yesterday I
you-
had a 33-minute one, and I was like, "What?" It was like a documentary. It was like a mini documentary. I was like, "What is this?"
What was the
Also,
documentary?
there have been I fucking clicked
You
off.
got
And
a
I skipped it.
documentary as an ad?
Have you ever gotten a movie as an ad? Because
No.
YouTube does the free
But
movie
I
things.
remember, yeah, I know. Like one time they had the Lego Movie as an ad once. Like I didn't get it, but I saw it. somewhere
really?
on like Instagram or something.
Yeah, I
with
got
the
like
Lego
Beast of
movie
the
thing.
Southern Wild or some shit like that as an ad
Interesting.
once.
Never heard of that before.
It's actually really good. I didn't stick around to watch it for the ad. I watched it in films class in high school. Great movie.
What is it called?
Beast of the Southern Wild.
That sounds really familiar.
It's very good.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's about like this. I don't, high school was a blur. High school really was a blur.
No, I've never seen that.
But it is a very good movie. Don't remember a fucking thing about it, except it was about like this poor. It was like an African country, poor girl who like her dad was an extreme alcoholic.
Oh.
It's a
Hush
deep movie.
Puppy?
Yes.
6-year-old
That was the
Hush
girl's
Puppy
name.
and her ailing, hot-tempered father Wink are optimistic about their life and their future.
Nice.
It's a very good movie.
Yeah.
Definitely check it. It
So
has nothing
this-
to do with sports.
This was our sports podcast
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
that we were about to end.
Um,
And then got off
I'm
topic.
trying to think of
That's
anything
just,
else, Evan.
that's just what
There
happened.
Oh, I
wasn't
guess-
a place called Bathtub.
Huh? Yeah,
What?
that was the
the
town.
name of their community
The name of the
Yep.
community is called
in Louisiana.
It's a
Bathtub.
sad movie, but it's good.
Okay.
Is there anything else? Anyone?
We talked about a lot today, so
I mean,
Yeah. I guess we could
Socks
talk
are
about
hot.
socks are hot.
The socks are hot.
The
I guess we
socks
could
are
talk
hot.
about for a second that WrestleMania is this weekend. It's like the one thing that people care about for wrestling. It's like the one thing I watch a year.
Mhm.
2 nights, I think. No one big is in it. Like usually they have like a cool celebrity. Like last year they had Gronk. And then, hold on, I got to tell you the story about Gronk. Gronk signed a 3-year deal with WWE, and then joined the Bucks. And like he was like the title holder at the time. And
Yeah.
WWE was like, "Yeah, you're still gonna do that, right?" And in NFL contracts, they have like some players can't play basketball. Well, you can't do professional wrestling,
Yeah.
so he had to opt out of his contract. It's unfortunate stuff. But it was real fucked up that he signed the contract for 3 years, then a week later signed with the Bucks. Literally a week.
that is tough.
It's great.
It's tough
But,
for
uh,
WWE, but
When Tom Brady asks you to come play football to win a championship
for
with
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
you,
you know?
you go do it.
And this Edelman news really seems like it's going to end with Brady hitting him in overtime in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. But that's the end of the show, guys. We'll see you on Tuesday. Didn't even have to hesitate on that. Look at
Yeah.
that. You don't
Proud
even
of
know
you.
the week.
Yeah, I was like,
Proud of you.
Got
yeah.
him. I said that with such confidence. You were
Yeah,
expecting
yeah,
me to fucking
that
fail.
shit fucked me up. I was like, wait a second. That doesn't sound right.
All right, guys. Have a good one.